Hello, everybody. Hi, Etsy. Hi, YouTube. Welcome. Today, I am going to explain how I make my hand painted watercolor stickers. No computer, no printer. Okay? So, I have these up in my Etsy shop. So, if you're coming straight from my Etsy shop, welcome. This is going to explain to you how these stickers are made so you can better know um, what's involved in making these cool little watercolor stickers. For YouTube, these are up in my Etsy shop. Check them out. Also, I'm going to show you how I made them. So stick around and we can do this cool little watercolor hand painted sticker project together. Okay, so usually how people make these stickers is you do your watercolor drawing. For example, this one here. This one is a sort of a landscape with some trees, with some mountains on in the background. And the usual process is you do your painting, you take a picture of it, you upload it into your computer, wherever you have your art digital software. Could be even your phone these days, where you touch it up a little bit in the digital software, maybe, and then you print it. And then you'll print it on your sticker paper. No, that's not what we're going to do here. So that's not what we're going to do here. Let me run you through the process. But first, let me run you through the materials that you're going to need. First, you're going to need a design. So I really like this design that I did for my bookmarks. Small desk syndrome. There you go. So this is a bookmark that I made. This is also up in my Etsy shop. And I really liked how I painted this one. So I was thinking to do a sticker for this. Have a design. That's the first thing. So this is gonna be my design for today for my sticker. But we're gonna make it a whole heart instead of half. This one was intentionally cut off because I thought it looked cool. But but now if it's a sticker, I want the whole heart. Okay, so let's talk paper. Here I have Carson watercolor paper. Or whatever painting supplies that you want to paint with. I'm going to be doing watercolor, so I'm going to be using watercolor painting supplies. Here I have my watercolor paint and my watercolor paintbrush. So that's what I'm going to be needing to paint and of course, and water, of course. So that's what I'm going to be using to paint. So I have my design. So the next thing is the sticker part. So here I have a sticker paper. It's crew cut compatible, but like I said, we're not going to use a crew cut. We're not going to use a computer. We're not going to use a printer. So um, all I need is the fact that it's sticker paper. Okay, so sticker paper and your watercolor. But let me go find the exact sticker paper that I use because I know you guys are interested in that. Small S syndrome. So it's this one. I got it at Michael's. It says you can identify it because it says crew cut on the top. And the thing that I just needed it to be sticker paper. Also, dimensions are here. You get 12 sheets and they're 8.5 by 11, so they're really big. So I cut them to small desk size. So to fit on my small little desk, I had to cut it to size. And I'm gonna cut it even further because I just needed the size of my little heart here. So that's paper. Let's talk about when we're finished the watercolor piece, how to get it stuck on the paper. For that, I used glue. So you can use any glue. It's just to stick the two pieces together, the sticker paper and the watercolor paper. So you'd stick it like this so that you'd have your painting on one side and the sticky part on the other. And what I like about the sticker paper is the sticky part is protected by the paper covering here. So that's how you get this. So it's just the same here. So you have your watercolor paper here and your sticker part on the back with using sticking it with the using the glue, all-purpose glue stick. I'm using a glue stick because it's neater, and when you're ready to put the glue on the back, it's easy to control, and also it doesn't get glue on the front. Just overall less mess because I have tried the liquid glues and I find myself just making a mess of my desk, making a mess of my painting, and so the glue stick is just better for me. And in terms of stickiness, I don't have a problem with the watercolor paper and the sticker paper separating. So the glue stick holds and I am happy with that. So this next bit is going to involve materials that you might not readily have at home on hand, and you might need to go back to Michael's or the art store for. So if these are the only materials that you have on hand right now, then go ahead and use them. But here's some extra materials to seal your watercolor paper and make it a little bit water resistant. All right, so let's talk about protecting this side of the paper, the side that you did your painting on. So how I protect this is two ways, two things. Okay, so I use the Donlands wax medium, and so when I'm finished painting it, I'll put the Donlands wax medium over it, and this seals the watercolor, prevents the watercolor from smudging, and also adds our first layer of water resistance protection to our piece. Okay. The second thing I do after the Donlands wax has sealed and dried is I use this gloss polymer, which is just clear acrylic really, and I'll go over it with the paintbrush on this, with this. Once you have your two pieces of paper stuck together, you can cut them out with the scissors. And that's it. So let's do one together. Okay, so here I have my reference painting. I already sketched out the outline, the flower. I moved it over here, and this is the outline of the heart. Now I'm gonna have to erase it, but I got something new. Can you tell I went shopping? I bought the sticker paper and I also bought at Michael's this really cool Tombow Mono Zero eraser. And it's so cool because look at the eraser bit. So tiny. It's gonna be perfect for erasing these little tiny details. This is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm sorry, little pencil eraser, you're gonna get replaced. So exactly what I was looking for, just if I wanted erase just little pieces without erasing the whole thing. And you know, I was using my big eraser. It doesn't get into the little tiny spots and it leaves a big mess, and this I think will solve my problems. All my problems. All right. So um I don't remember how much I paid at Michael's. Honestly, you can go on the website and look. But I'm really excited about my new thing. My new thing. All right. So the outline of this, I'm gonna do it the same. Okay. So I'm gonna go straight into this pink, and how I'm gonna do that is I am just going to use my water, put my brush in some water, and activate this pink here. I know I caught the yellow, but that's okay. Got a bit on that yellow. Okay, so now that this is going to activate this pink, I just want to do dots on the outline of this heart. Just like they are here. So a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, yeah, yeah, let's stop there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go back in my pink, replenish that pink, one here, just to show the outline of that flower. Sorry, heart. Is this going to be similar to the whole leaf thing? Gosh. All right, so now I have my heart outline in pink. So maybe I am gonna use that yellow that I activated by accident. I'm gonna take just a little bit of it and I'm just gonna put it here. Okay. I tried not to touch that pencil mark. Here is some of that opera pink that I used on another piece. I already activated it with some water. So I am going to put that on the petals without touching the pencil marks, just so that I have an indication of where these petals are supposed to be. I'm going to try and not touch that yellow as well. Okay, so that's where the petals are going to be. Okay, I'm going to use some green from another project. So I activated some green from another project. These are all dried. And I think I explained how I usually do my watercolor. I don't waste paint, so I don't wash them out after. I kind of just continue to use what I'm using for different projects. So that's why you see quite a bit of paint all around. And so same thing. I'm gonna just try and touch that leaf. Give me an idea of where these leaves are. All right. So I'm gonna let this basic one dry and then we're gonna erase it. Okay, so now this has dried. I'm gonna try and erase it with my eraser. So these lines are very small, as you can see compared to my hand. But this eraser. This eraser is very small, so we should be able to, without much dust, without much eraser dust, get rid of these lines. And we should still be able to list them, but not that much that they would affect our painting. Okay, so this works perfectly because I could just get into this one little tiny leaf and erase it without erasing the rest of them. So that's good. I liking this so far. And it's not using a whole lot of the eraser either. Like I still have quite a bit of the eraser left. So that's neat. I'm liking my new toy. I am really liking my new toy. So we have quite a few options for doing the thing. We can use watercolor pencils to trace or to draw. We can use this little tiny eraser to erase if we're erasing with pencil. If we're drawing with pencil. Okay. So that looks pretty. And that's what we have. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. All right. So I guess the next thing we have to do is we're gonna have to do a wash of blue and then do yellow, orange, a light orange, and then another wash of blue. Okay, so let's figure out where the middle of this thing is. Let's do a wash of blue this way, and then a wash of blue that way, and that's how we're gonna start. Okay, so I have a touch of water in here, and I'm gonna use my light blue. This seems a little bit too thin. I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. That looks great. And we're going to do a wash this way and a wash that way. Before that, though, I'm going to see if I can draw a straight line here in the middle. That's going to be our horizon line. With what shall I draw it? There, Liza, with a pencil there. Henry, there, Henry, pencil. Right about here. All right, so we're going to go down and then we're going to go up. Let's take this. This is not within the bounds. Not within the boundaries, out of bounds. Out of bounds, sir. I'm just going to feather it down. To meet that line. Okay, not too bad. And then I'm going to do the same thing up. It's harder to do it up, so I'm just going to, and it's going to be hard to turn this page too because there's a lot of page down here. So let's just do up. And just feather it up. Clean the brush, almost water, and then feather that up. I don't want to touch that line, so that's fine. Now, I might have to do this a few times to get the look that I want, but that's okay. For this one though, let me see if it's too late to take my clouds out. I'm going to use a tissue paper and just boop my clouds out. There. Maybe a lighter cloud here. Yeah, and maybe boop that one there. Just a few clouds. So some indication of clouds coming out. So I'll let this dry. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. In here. Spread that out a little bit. Okay, good. So I'll let this dry with the clouds and everything, and we'll come back and do it again. I'm going to remove this horizon line when it dries. Okay. So while that big part dries, let's work on the petals and the leaves because that's kind of outside of the area that we just did. So here I have some green, just a little bit. And I'm just going to fill in our leaf here. And this one too. Oops, you didn't see me do that. All right, let's fill in the last one. Okay, good. I'll let that dry a little bit, and then we'll do this part here. Okay, needle. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of orange on that. I have a little bit of orange here. Just gonna activate that just a touch. This is all I need. Just to touch this part right here. Let that bleed into the rest of the flower. Okay. All right. So I still gotta wait on that. All right. So the edges look a little bit not so neat. So I'm gonna neaten up my edges. And by neaten up my and by neatening up my edges, I can darken up these areas at the edge here. So let's go do that. I'm just going into the water here to reactivate and spread this paint around. Trying not to touch the pink area, just the blue. All right, let's go up top here, neaten that up. Go into some of that water and just spread that out. Soften it a bit. Going around that cloud that I made with the tissue earlier. Let's just pay some attention to this green of this leaf here. Maybe go around here too where the flower is. Put some blue in there as well. Yep, I'm satisfied with that. Nice and neat. Oh, this needs a little bit of blue here. This edge as well. Okay, we'll leave it again, let that dry, but that looks a lot neater now. All right, I'm ready to get rid of this line. I'm still okay. You saw me? You saw me? Too scared to touch it? All right, so I'm gonna use a dry brush to just brush that away. You're scared to touch it. All right, so okay, so I'm gonna reactivate this paint. It's been sitting for a little while I made that dry. See the little dry marks here at the side? I'm gonna pick up some of those dry bits because they're a lot darker. So I need that brightness to draw this line here. Just going to put it in real lightly at first. It's working. All right, so to redraw that horizon line right there. Okay. Now in the other painting with the bookmark, I have a yellow orange kind of sky here to fill in this orange sun. I couldn't make up my mind whether it was evening or morning, so I guess this is morning sunrise over a lake. I've never seen a morning sunrise over a lake. Let me know in the comments which lake in Canada or which provincial park in Canada has this kind of sunrise over the lake. I would like to see it, please. Thank you very much. um, so let's do that. After I did that horizon line, looking at the painting that I did, and it has a yellowish orangish sun with a yellow background. So it has a yellow orangish sun, more yellow than orange, and a more yellow than orange background here, and a more yellow than orange reflection here. So I should just say it's a yellow orange. Ah, oh my gosh. All right, take two. Okay, so after I did the horizon line here, I'm noticing here that I have like a yellow orange. Oh dear. Yeah, damn it, Yumi. Okay, so after I did my horizon line, I looked at my reference painting and I realized I have a yellow orange kind of background, very light, and a yellow orange kind of sun and a yellow orange reflection. So I'm gonna mix that up right now. I already mixed it. And so here is my yellow orange mix. And I think it's a little bit too powerful for the background. So I'm gonna put in the sun first to see how powerful this is. So the sun I want right in the middle. I'm going to, my paper isn't straight and the camera isn't straight. I'm going to straighten my paper, then I'm going to straighten the camera. There we go. Okay. All right. So the sun now. I don't know how big I want it, so I'm going to just make it small first and then continue to increase the size of it until I'm happy. I think that's it. And it's really light, this paint so far, but I'm gonna lighten it even more. Um, so I'm gonna put a little bit. I have some little spots here. I'm gonna put some of it in a little spot here. All right, then I'm gonna fill it with water. That will lighten this up quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice, powerful sun. So let's put in the background now. Just little indications of yellow orange here. The back of that sun. And then I'm going to fade that up with water so that it disappears. And then I'm going to take those clouds back out with a touch of, because I might have touched them with that yellow. There we go. Not much came off, not much yellow came off, so we're good. Okay, so now, I call that a little yellow blush. So we're gonna do the same thing down here. We're gonna blush that down here as well. But we don't have to worry about yellow clouds because this is the water, right? This part's gonna go right down to meet that V of the heart and then disappear. So with water, I'm just going to water on my brush, make that disappear into the blue. Okay, nice. And then we're gonna brighten that up and do it again once it dries. Let's do some touch-up work while we wait. Let's do some work on the flower. Uh, so I have my pink here. I just want to put some lines in to indicate the overlaps. So just real gently, just to indicate those overlaps. And this one's fine. A lot better. So now his petals are nice and distinct. I'm gonna use some of this yellow orange here and just brighten up the middle of the flower here. Let's get our green. Let's get our green back. Let's activate this powerful green. All right, so I have a little bit of activated green here. I'm just going to dry my brush off a little bit so that it's not too wet. Okay, and I'm just going to put just an indication of veins here. There we go. That looks cute, I think. And I'll let that dry. Now, I have a situation here where I have a white space here and a white space here that I kind of want to get rid of. But I'm trying to figure out what color to put there. I think I'm just going to put the color of the sun there. So that was this one. I'm just going to touch it. Just dab it, I guess. Dab is a better word. I think that looks great. I'm gonna dab around here as well. I think that works well. Get rid of that white paper. I'm gonna blend this a bit. So that was clean water, dried off a little bit just by touching the brush like that. And then just scrubbing that area. There are little white blotches here that I'm gonna get rid of. I'm going to just use the edge of this here where it has dried a bit. It's been sitting. And I'm just going to dab here just to fill it in. Cool. And then when that dries, it should look great. I have a few more touches to do. Again, it's been sitting a little bit, so I'm gonna take those dry bits. You know what? Let me just mix it up a lot. I wanna work on these clouds, so I'm gonna just put some highlights under these clouds. Above the clouds. And then fade it underneath and above. Same thing. I think there was a cloud here. Just gonna put him back and fade him. Put him back. Right. All right. So there's a big fluffy cloud here. The biggest, fluffiest cloud I've ever seen. This is a big cotton ball cloud. Ah, fade him. I think he needs a little bit here too. Just touch here. That one. Okay. All right. So our clouds are now in. They're looking great. I need a little bit more of that sun reflection here. A little bit of that sun background here. Gonna just add some more color. For the sun reflection down here, I'm gonna go into this one. I'm gonna brighten this guy up a little bit too. Make him nice and bright. And then for the sun reflection, I'm gonna just put in a line here, and then I'm gonna fade it underneath. Okay, I'm gonna put in another line underneath that and fade it underneath. Gonna put in another line, a little one, little tiny baby line. Uh-oh, that line bled into the other line. That's fine. We'll do it again when it dries and fade that. All right, so that works. And then when that dries, we'll come back and do the lines for the blue. All right, so that has dried for a little bit. Let's put in our lines for water. So let's start from the bottom. Let's start with the bottom line. So let me see if we'll even see that. I will just fade it. I have my tissue paper here to wipe my brush on. Let's put that up here. And fade that. Guess I waited too long. Oh, there we go. Put some extra water on that brush. Okay, let's do a line coming from the other side. And fade that at the bottom. Let's do another line coming from this side. Put some, leave some spaces, not a solid one. And then fade that one. Super cool. All right, gonna do something really sketchy now and try and link this one, but not really. So just a light line, link that one up. There we go. That one was a little bit too heavy, so let's hurry and fade that. Fade this one, fade that one, fade, fade, fade. So now these lines are a little bit too even, right? So when this dries, because we've touched it a bit by fading it with water, we'll come back in and put some little lines in between here to make it look a little bit more random and not so organized. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use my yellow orange here. And I'm gonna try just to put some veins in these petals. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. Just real lightly. It's working a little bit, just a touch. It's working a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just it was just a little experiment that I wanted to try. And this painting is so small anyway. uh, I'll leave that, let it dry, and then we'll glaze it over with some pink and see what that looks like. So really make this leaf pop. And maybe we'll glaze over the green as well. Okay, let's add some randomness to these lines. It's hard to be random, but we gotta do it. So let's put one here. Okay. And let's try not to match anything of the sort on the other side. Let's put this like one just right here. Okay. All right. Down the bottom here, let's choose a random spot. Maybe, oh gosh, what would be random? Like here? Okay. Let's go over the other side and pick a spot. Maybe up here and down here. Oh, it's looking great. Okay, let's pick another random spot. All right, uh, let's do maybe right here, right here. Okay, fade him in. All right, I'm eyeing this spot right here. Although that doesn't really look very random now that I put it there, but it's okay. Let's just fade him in. All right. Okay, let's come down here. I want something like right here, the center here. All right, let's fade him in. Okay, and maybe I'm running out of paint here. Gonna need some more. Ah, can't imagine that, me running out of paint. I run out of paint all the time. I paint so small. Okay, there we go. But guys, I think I'm gonna finish this one. I think I'm done here. I think I think we're finished. I think we should not touch this anymore. We should just put our signature somewhere nice and dry. Maybe we'll wait. Oh, let's put it right here. That's nice and dry. Okay, now let's cut. Well, we have to let it dry first, but next is cutting. So the first thing I'm gonna cut with my, okay, let me zoom you out. Whoop. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna cut with my super large scissors that is unnecessarily large for this piece. The first thing I'm gonna cut is just cut this line right here. Just to separate it from the rest of the paper that we're gonna do stickers with. So, whoop. Alright, that's gone. Let's put this back in the sticker pack. So now that we have this, I would really love to uh, Now that we have this, I am going to put my layer of wax over it. So my Dawnlands wax. So whatever I do with it now, at least my watercolor is sealed. So whatever I do after this, no mistakes. I put my Dawnlands wax over it and we're sealed. So probably not supposed to do this, but just a little bit. So you're probably supposed to wear gloves, but just a little bit. So you're probably supposed to wear gloves with this, but I'm just gonna take a little bit with my hand and just lightly touch my piece and then spread. One more time. Need a little bit more. Just touch and spread. All right. Now, okay. I'm gonna get it over the whole thing. So that I can feel where all that wax is. So when I feel this entire paper, I know it's been waxed. There we go. And now this is sealed. Nothing will happen to it. It won't smudge. We'll just wait till that dries. And now I'm gonna wash my hands. Ooh. Okay, so now you have some options because this was the optional part because not everybody has the Dawnlands wax. But say you only have the Dawnlands wax now and you wanted to make this shiny, you could shine it up with a river stone. They sell at the dollar store here in Canada, and you just burnish it. Whoops. Try not to drop it, but you just go over it and rub it real lightly until you start to see that shine. It's called burnishing. I'm not going to do that here because to add my shine, I am going to use the gloss that I introduced earlier, which is somewhere on my desk. Oh my god. Which is somewhere on my desk. Okay, here we are. So here's the gloss that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to use a little bit. I have this paper here that I'm going to put it on. And I have a gloss applicator. I say that. I say that, but it's really just the paintbrush I use to apply this gloss. It's shiny. So I know that this is the paintbrush for the gloss. Um, so I'm just going to put, let me, just a little, just a touch here because it's not a big piece. That's a little too much. That is even just a little bit too much, but it's out. So just gonna dab my brush onto it and paint. And paint over the whole thing. I like to do one direction first. Okay, and then the next direction. So if I went this way first, now I'm gonna go this way. So just a little bit more, and then now we're gonna just go this way. So that way, whoops, there's something catching. There. So now it looks like it's nice and even. So now I'm gonna wait for this to dry. Oop. And I'm gonna go wash my hands again. Now I'm gonna go wash my paint. Now I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm gonna go wash my paintbrush. I'm gonna go dispose of this guy. Oops. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So now it's all shiny and protected. See that? Nice and shiny. Okay, so now we can attach, we can be messy and attach the glue. So we can now, let me see, I gotta find my paper. So now we use the sticky paper, the sticker paper, and we're gonna attach our painting to our sticky paper, the sticker paper. Okay, so let's get sticky. Get sticky. And now I don't have to worry about making a mess at the back because it's protected. Well, the front. Now I don't have to worry about making a mess on the front because it's all protected. So let's get sticky. So I'm not cutting this one yet. I'll cut it when I stick this to it. All right, so here we go. This part always makes me nervous. All right, move my finger. Okay. Nope. Let's just pick this up. I'm going to remove this paper from here now. Okay, I'm gonna put my sticker paper back, and then I'm going to stick this painting to the sticker paper. Now, because I applied the glue, the paper warped a little bit. A little bit messy, so that's why we protect it. A little bit of debris got onto my paper. It's gone. I think there's a little bit of glue on my hands. So that's what's happening. So that's what I mean by protecting the paper from myself. So you want to protect your paper first before you do the sticky glue part. All right. Okay. So because while I was gluing, the paper bent a little bit, my watercolor paper bent a little bit because it was absorbing some of that water. I'm going to weigh this down with something. So I have a piece of paper here. It's just a normal piece of paper. I am going to just fold this over, and I'm going to use a book, my little sketchbook. It's nice and heavy. And I'm just going to lay it down like that. until it dries. Okay, now that I've left that for a bit, and now it's dried, and now it's really stuck to the page. So this is now really stuck to this page. I'm gonna cut it. First, just here. Okay. And now I can put this back in the sticker thingy. And now I'm going to shape my cut. I want a little tab, so I'm going to cut out a little tab here. A tab so that it'll make it easier to pull that sticker a bit off. Okay, so now I have my tab. I'm gonna leave this alone, but I'm gonna cut around now my first shape. Just shaping it. My initial shaping. So now this tab is right here. I'm going to just cut where I have the tab. Okay. And my other tab is right here. I'm going to cut where I have my tab here. Okay. And then I'm going to have to shape some more. Then I'm going to have to shape some more. So let's give this a good shape. And then we can just continue to shape until it looks really nice. Okay, so with this tab now, I just wanted to round this off a little bit. I have a smaller scissors for neater details. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this over so that I can just peel this tab off just a little bit. Okay, that gave me a little bit of fight, but I managed to peel the tab off. So I'm going to peel this back just a bit and then fold it in line with the the I guess the cut I made. So just to fold it back, right? And then this is gonna go. This piece here is gonna go, and we're gonna cut it nice and flush with that. So the tab is nice and protected, so that you can easily just peel away the sticker. But on this end, no, this is the watercolor paper and the sticker paper. This part has to go. So without I'm just gonna put my finger back here so I know where I'm cutting, because I have cut off the tab before, unfortunately. So I'm gonna use my finer detail scissors, and I'm going to just cut away. Let me use this side and just cut this away in bits. I'm going to look on this side so that I don't make a mistake and cut the tab off. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna look here. That's good. So I need to shape this up a little bit more, but now we have our tab intact. So that's all I wanted. So here we are, and I'm gonna shape this up a little bit more. And when I get to here, I have to decide whether I want it heart-shaped or just round. I think I'm gonna leave this one just round. So for that, I'm gonna use this scissors, and I'm just gonna round it off. Let me try and get it as even and as close. And then just eye that other side. Yes. All right. So I'm going to neaten up the shape of the sticker a little bit more using the scissors off camera. But that's basically our little project for today. And yeah, so I'm going to neaten up the lines a little bit more off camera. But this is our little sticker project for today. I hope you enjoyed it and join me next time for some other cool painting stuff. See you later.